Good morning, y'all. Happy Tuesday. I'm exhausted, but it's okay. I hear my children trying to wake up. Yes, I'm back with my Christmas cup. My husband had to go out of town for work, and so I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt something over there, and I was like, what is going on? And I got up and my 4-year-old crawled into my bed, which he has not done in a long time. So anyway, I have to take my kids to an orthodontist appointment today, and then take my son to work, and then I have to go to work. But I wanted to take some time. I have used this now for several days and I am in love. So I told y'all that I got the recommendation from Emily Gemma on Instagram and TikTok. She did a TikTok video on it, and I think she said she saw Jacqueline Hill using it, and I love it. It is a Korean skincare brand, and it goes on, it's very interesting. The way that it goes on, it kind of doesn't look cute when you first put it on, but it oxidizes and it sets itself, and it is amazing. It's very long wear. By the end of the day, I'm having to, actually take it off. Like, I'm not having patches missing from where I'm like touching my face during the day and stuff like that. So I wanted to show y'all how I have seen other people use it, and I think it's like $20. I got it on Amazon. I have to say, this is way better than I have $40 and $50 foundations all in here, and this $20 or $25 foundation is far better than any of those. So this might be one of my new go-tos. So I am first gonna get started though by, I have major bags under my eyes. I don't know what's going on today. But I've already wiped down my face, and I'm gonna start with my mandelic acid this morning. Usually Tuesdays are insane for me, but yesterday our physician, because Tuesdays are our clinic days, but our physician ended up having to come yesterday instead, last minute. It was super fun. Because the other location that he works at had to have the water turned off so they couldn't see patients. So he had to switch his days, and he came to us yesterday. So he's gonna be gone today, which is helpful because I've mentioned before, I handle all of his notes, and it gives me time to get all of his notes and things done. I need a really good facial. I'm supposed to go to an event tonight. We'll see how it goes. I'm so tired, as y'all can see. I went and got my hair colored last week, and there's parts of it that have like turned pink, hoping that whenever I'm getting it trimmed on Friday, so I'm not washing it until Friday because I want the color to have time to set. But I'm hoping that when I go and see my stylist that she can tone it up and it'll all wash out. So this darn TV, it loses Wi-Fi connection every morning, and it drives me crazy because it goes off of, because I watch the news every morning. Yeah, my internet's lost. Yay for me. Okay. So again, I will start with my sunscreen. This afternoon too, I have to put together, there's a company, I think I told y'all before, nurse.org, and they are doing a search for 10 new hosts essentially for their podcast. And I threw my name in the hat, but I need to create a template and get everybody to vote because it's based on votes. And I don't have a long time, so they have some pre-populated Canva templates already that we can use. So by the time y'all see this, because I already have a bunch of other videos posted for release, this will be over by now, or by then. But you'll see it on my social media. If you follow me on social media, on Instagram, I'll put it up there for y'all to vote so I can do one of the 10. I think it would be fun. There's another person on there also that I know because I just did not a podcast, but like a panel interview with him. And he's a comedian and he's a nurse and he's funny. So I think, but he's also thrown his hat in the ring. And I think it would be fun to do some podcasts with some of those people and have real dialogue. I mean, I love to do solo, but I also would love to do some where I'm talking to other healthcare professionals, getting their perspective, because we all have different experiences. We all have different perspectives on what's going on in healthcare, and I like to hear what other people have gone through because, you know, just like I might have gone through something negative, they might have a positive spin on it because of something that they've been through or they've had to deal with or whatever. And I think it's good to be able to kind of lean on each other and learn from each other. Because I've mentioned it so many times before, like nobody understands healthcare like those that are in it. And it's nice to be able to talk to people who are in it and understand, and they can tell you, hey, you're crazy, or no, you're not crazy. So, okay, I have everything primed and ready to go. So in here, they give you a little sponge and it comes on top of here. So this is all spongy. You push into this and then you come over here and you kind of tap that excess off, and then you rub this all over. So I don't tap it on. I just rub it, get it everywhere. Because I'm gonna go in with my beauty blender after and really get it nice and pretty. So right now it doesn't look amazing, and it doesn't have to. Okay. So now I'm gonna take my damp beauty blender. I'm gonna make sure that a lot of that water is off of there. And I'm gonna press it into here and really get it nice. And then I'll tap it on here. And now I'm gonna stamp it everywhere. Sorry, my bracelets make a lot of freaking noise when I do this. And it will change color. So I know right now it doesn't look like the right color. It looks a little bit light. But as it oxidizes and sticks to your face, it will turn into the correct color. But you want to make sure that you get it put on there before it starts oxidizing. Look, I must have slept hard. I have like sleep lines. There we go. And I'll tell you what, when I had to go and take it off with a makeup wipe last night, so usually I wash it off in the shower, but last night I was not having it. I was exhausted. I wanted to just clean my face and get in bed. And I didn't do anything major yesterday. I sat at my desk all day. So I did not take a shower last night, y'all. But it like melted off. As soon as I put the wipe to my face, it just melted right off. It was amazing. So I didn't have to scrub or anything like that. All right, so I wanna make sure that I'm getting it all nice into my hairline. Okay. This one is color 24N Latte. So like I said, it is darker. So once it starts to oxidize, you can kind of start seeing it now. It's gonna get darker and it ends up being the perfect color for me. And then I'm just gonna do my makeup the same way I normally do after that. More of this. I'm trying not to spend money right now. But life is tough when you got like 4 kids and both me and my husband work. But it's still tough when you got 4 kids and all the expenses associated. And I mean, at this point, our 2 oldest are boys. So, I mean, we can go to the grocery store and spend $400. And by the middle of the week, the food's gone and they're like, we have nothing in the house to eat. And we don't. So we used to go out to eat a couple times a week as a family. But now that I have 2 kids essentially wanting to order off the adult menu, we just don't because it's too expensive. So that's what we use for our date nights. So we lost power last weekend. I was supposed to do this, I feel like this weekend. I had been planning on doing it, but I could not because we ended up losing power randomly. So weird. No weather or anything. I think we'd had weather earlier in the day, and then after the power went out, like a couple hours later, we had weather, but we were not having weather during the power outage. Bizarre. Or like when it happened. But we were out for a little over 24 hours. 24 hours? Yeah. So and I mean, we ended up being fine. We hooked up generators and things like that, but we had just gone to Sam's the night before and bought a whole bunch of cold food for the kids. Which we did not want to lose, obviously. So my husband went and got the generators. We have a couple of generators, so he hooked those up and got our fridges going, so we didn't lose the food. But I want to make sure I take a chance to remind everybody to go get their screenings and things this summer now that school is out. You know, appointments are going to fill up at places. You want to be sure that you're getting your skin cancer screenings. A lot of times, like, look in your community because they'll offer free screenings and you don't have to, you know, set up with your physician. You can go, and now it's not necessarily going to be as in-depth as something if you like went to your physician, but they can do a quick like scan and say, hey, you know, this spot looks weird, this spot, you know, you should get this checked out, whatever. But and then they do some colon screenings, lung screenings, things like that. But I think it's super important to make sure that everybody is staying on top of those things. We're finding people younger and younger who are being diagnosed with preventable diseases and cancers. And it's because, oddly enough, people like me ignore all their signs and symptoms. You know, I had a pulmonary embolism in 2012, where I ended up in the hospital for a week. Almost died. And I was in nursing school at the time, and I ignored all the signs and symptoms. So my husband likes to tell everybody that he saved my life, because he finally forced me to go to the hospital, which he did, because I was stubborn. And again, in nursing school, you don't have time to miss school. You don't have time to be out. I mean, I was freaking out with the fact that I was gonna be out of school for a week. Like, how are you gonna make that up? Like, how are you gonna get caught up? How are you gonna, you know, because at the time, it wasn't like everything was online. I mean, we had some stuff online. It was 2012, but it wasn't mainstream to have everything online like it is now. So I just did not want to miss school, and I was like, oh, I'll be fine, I'll be fine, I'll be fine. And no, I was not fine. But I need to go get my eye exam too. I think I've told y'all, I'm literally blind. Literally blind without my contacts. I'm getting to a point where I don't even know that they're gonna make contacts in my strength. So my doctor has already told me, she gave me the information because I'm gonna need an intraocular implant in both eyes at some point. Yay, go me. I like being an overachiever, you know. I feel like I had so much to talk about today, but I don't know, my brain is mush still. I think in the mornings when I'm getting ready and watching the news, I tend to sit and think about all the stuff I have to get done today, and I plan it out. So I'm a big planner. I'm not good with last minute, like it's hard for me. Change is not hard, but throwing a wrench in my plans is hard, because then I have to I'm not the kind that can just go with the flow. So if I have everything planned out and plans change last minute, it's okay, but you're gonna have to give me some time because I have to replan everything and put the change in there. I'm part of my, I don't know. Part of my OCD tendencies. And yes, even though I do not have the official diagnosis, I have been officially diagnosed with OCD tendencies, and that's why I am actually on some of the medication that I'm on. I've told y'all before, I did used to have rituals, and they were debilitating because I had a thing with numbers, and I had to do certain things in numbers. And one of my biggest things, and I don't know even how it started, and I did it for most of my life, was paper towels. After I washed my hands, I had to pull 4 paper towels. I could not leave it. I've tried back then. It's a little different now. When I get super stressed, I find myself going back to those rituals, but I could not leave the bathroom. Like, I would try to do just 2 and leave, and I could not do it. I had to come back. And I have equated it to, you know, Sheldon Cooper and the penny thing. I mean, I have no idea. Don't know where it came from. Nobody else in my family does that. I'm sure that it's derived from my severe anxiety. which yes, I have been diagnosed with. So all right, so today, like I said, orthodontist, take the kids back, go to work, knock it out of the park. And then I have an event tonight with our chamber, and I'm kind of excited. Well, I'm a lot excited because we have a neighborhood that has a crystal blue lagoon. And you usually can't go unless you're living there. And so we're actually doing our event there tonight. So we get to swim in the lagoon. And they said it was family friendly, so I'm taking all of my kids since the hubs is out of town. And I have a meeting, my board meeting for the Texas Nurses Association. And then I need to do my template for my podcast host opportunity. Try to see if I can get everybody to vote. Vote for me. I think it would be a lot of fun. Something that's more commissioned and structured. You know, mine is fly by the seat of my pants, I guess, which, you know, I don't do very well. I usually have like a list of topics so I can see, okay, what does it look like today? What do I want to do? If I think of other topics, I put it on there, but I really would like to start having guest speakers. I have a colleague that I've been talking to. His name's Phil, and he would be phenomenal on a podcast. He's naturally hilarious but dry, so he says the funniest shit and it doesn't even faze him. I mean, because it's what he's thinking and it's what comes out, and he's naturally funny, and he's super logical, which I love. So I have been wanting to do a podcast with him because I think he would be a great podcast host. He would be hilarious. And he has a different perspective of healthcare because he's not a nurse, but he has worked in healthcare for a very long time, and he's a leader in healthcare, and he works in a procedural area. So he has a lot of knowledge, and again, a very different perspective than nursing, I think. And I really would love to hear more and understand more about his background, because he was one of those people that I think a long time ago, I didn't know him, I knew of him in my hospital. And we can all be assholes and create our own story about people, which we should not, but he was one of those people that I did. And I was a little confused when he moved up in leadership when he was not a nurse. But over the years, I have found he's extremely knowledgeable, probably more so than a lot of nurses are. And I mean, he's on it. He's a great leader. He's a great clinician. He works well with the physicians, all of that. But I think he would be fun to have co-hosting a podcast with, or doing a bunch of episodes with, because he's, like I said, he's naturally funny. And then I'm hoping to do a podcast with my friend Jason about his cool pacemaker that he has. And Phil, that's kind of what Phil does. So I bet Phil would love to be a part of that conversation too. So I've thought about maybe trying to have Phil join us for that too. But I have all these things running through my brain all the time. So I was gonna do something with my hair today. I need to at least comb it probably, but I think I'm gonna keep the high pony and throw on some clothes and try to get my kids. So I'm the mom that when you give me the 8 o'clock doctor's appointment, I'm showing up at 7:30 asking, can you get my kids in sooner? Can you get my kids in sooner? I'm sorry, that's me, I'm annoying. Got it. I own it. Because I need to get to work. My happy place is at work. Not saying that work doesn't make me crazy, because it does. But I've already told y'all before, my husband is very much his life goal is to be a stay-at-home dad, take care of the kids, and that is my dream, is for him to do that. I want him to be a stay-at-home dad. I want him to be running the kids to tennis and golf and cheerleading and dance and gymnastics and whatever else they want to do. And I want to go to work because that is where I feel accomplished. And my kids have been leaving the house a disaster, which very much contributes to my anxiety. And I have told y'all before, like, I'm not asking them to build the Roman Empire. I'm asking them to make their bed, put their dirty clothes in the dirty clothes hamper, and not like throw it in the middle of the hall because the dirty clothes hamper is closer. Or, you know, maybe hang your clean clothes instead of throwing them back in the dirty clothes hamper because you don't want to put them away, you know, things like that. But they don't do that. And when I come home, my anxiety skyrockets because then I feel like I need to get it all clean. And I'm trying not to do that. I ended up doing it yesterday because I've recently given them the dishes as chores. They've always had to put the dishes away when the dishwasher's clean, but they haven't actually had to wash the dishes. And we taught them how to do that, but they put, like, the whole sink will be full of dishes, and they'll put maybe 5 or 6 dishes in the dishwasher, and they're like, oh, everything else is hand washed, so we can't wash that. Are you kidding me? And I don't like dishes in the sink. It bothers me. It's been a couple of weeks. I think my husband had to do it recently to empty out the dishwasher. to empty out the sink. But since then, it hasn't been emptied. So yesterday when I came home, I said, okay, we're done. And I texted my husband last night. He's like, how is everybody? I'm like, well, the laundry has been folded. The dishwasher is running. All of your children are in bed. It was 7:15. And I said, and your kids are literally counting the seconds until the dictator is overthrown by the king returning home. Because my kids call me the evil dictator. I like order. I like organization. I manage chaos, but I need it to be organized, okay? I was gonna get all dressed up today, but I think, again, since I'm gonna have this ponytail, I'm just gonna throw on some scrubs. And this new bra, y'all, Victoria's Secret, this is gonna be great in my scrubs, except my boobs are gonna be up to my chin, but I love a good lift. It's hard when you have big boobs to find stuff that actually holds you up. talked for the last 20 years about getting a reduction in a lift. And my husband has begged me not to. So I have decided, fine. As long as he's alive, I will not, but he's gonna buy me really good bras. Still gonna get the mommy makeover though to fix this. And I will tell you what, I have tried everything under the sun to do this. I worked out my arms for 2 years. I don't know what's happened. You know, I was a cheerleader in high school and I was a base. And so my arms, I had really like thick arm muscles because you gotta, you know, have that to lift everybody up. And I don't know. So maybe that's one of those things. I'll get like Sono Bello or something all in here and suck all that out. But it is what it is. So here we are. And I'm gonna go throw on some scrubbies and go rally the troops so we can leave. And I can be the annoying first mom in line to get my kids done so I can get to work. So I'll be back. All right, so here's the finished. I'm just gonna wear scrubs today. Make it easy, make it simple. And I will chat with y'all again soon. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you don't already. And I will catch you next time. Bye.
When we will feel it together. All of this time I've been dreaming, 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 gonna feel it. When we will feel